Now, while we want to bring in our political analysts, they've been with us throughout the evening, putting the numbers into perspective.
Yeah, we have former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot and former State Comptroller Leslie Munger. Mayor, let's start with you. We knew these 6, 7 battleground states would be key. At this point, Trump's won 2 of them, it appears, Georgia and North Carolina. Democrats at 10 o'clock have to be nervous because the numbers are not looking good.
No, I mean, I think it's a tough night for us right now. Still early, as we know, but what I'm worrying about is I'm looking at the Senate races in Wisconsin, in Michigan, and in Pennsylvania, and the Senate candidates for the Democrats are all behind in those states. So a lot more votes are going to be coming in each of these states, but it's going to be a tough night.
Yeah, and that speaks to the balance of power that could be changing in Congress.
Sure.
Now, Leslie, you've been talking a lot about economy. When you see these numbers, particularly when for a while we saw that even Virginia was leaning for Trump, which was unexpected in some ways, you hit that hard because you think that's what it comes back to.
I think it's a major issue. I think we hear it over and over from people. I mean, what do they deal with every single week? They go to the grocery store, they walk out with a bag of groceries that before they could buy for $50 and now it's $100. And so it hits everybody every day, and it hits the people who can least afford it. And I think that's what we're seeing turn out. You know, we're seeing gaps closing in the Latino voters. Small businesses are having a harder time making it with the regulations that came out under Biden-Harris. Everyone is feeling pressure from the government, and inflation. We've already talked about border issues that are actually increasing costs in a lot of different areas. I'm sure the city of Chicago has tremendous budget pressure as a result of the cost of the migrants that have come to the city. It all trickles down to taxpayers, and there's no more money. It comes out of this pocket or that pocket. There's no more pockets.
Well, I think one of the biggest challenges, if you look at, particularly in these battleground states, what the popularity and favorability numbers are for Joe Biden, they're very low. That's tough for a Democrat trying to come and win those states to overcome it. I think that's one of the big challenges when all is said and done. If she's not able to pull it out in states like Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, Michigan. Those are big numbers. I think she'll be okay in Michigan at the end of the day, but I'm worried about Wisconsin and Pennsylvania in particular.
It's either a change election or a status quo election.
Yeah.
It sounds like 72% in the exit polls said they were basically unhappy with the way things were currently in the U.S. So is this a change election in not sticking with the current administration?
Yeah, I mean, I think, no secret, President Biden, who I'm a big fan of, had a very, very tough hill to climb. I think he made the right and patriotic decision in getting out of the race, but you still see that happened, in July? That's a short amount of time to reintroduce yourself to the country, as the vice president had to do, build the momentum, build the infrastructure. But she had a lot of headwinds that she were facing as the vice president in this administration. And obviously from day one, Trump has been hammering. This is a failed administration, and emphasizing the pocketbook issues, which always resonate no matter what.
All right.